All right, welcome to Trendy Options. It is June 18th, 2018. It's Monday, and man, did we have a fantastic day. It just keeps getting better and better. I'm super excited. Always some things we can work on. I'll talk about those as well, and some things I'm looking forward to into the week. So let's just go ahead and look at that. So we woke up this morning, the markets were down. And we started the day by saying, hey, let's be patient, let's wait for our setups, and just kind of take it from there and not do anything rash and cause some over trading, and not to get fear, right? No fear in this blood, right? We don't want to be fearful. What we want to understand are technicals and levels and so forth, and know how to react when those levels come to our attention, whether it's we need to get short or we need to get long, etc. Okay. All right. So let's talk about the futures real quick. Looking at ES futures here, price has dropped below the LIS. What I will tell you though is pretty strong uh, uptrend here. And so I'd expect price to get over the LIS once again here, maybe in a few minutes. It has tried twice and has failed. Remember, we have that 1, 2, 3 roll, 3 knocks let us in the door, and then maybe we can base up here and go ahead and shoot for 2783 up here, okay? So saying that, LIS, line in the sand, 2778. Let's just round off to 2779. A little bit of resistance here at 2783, T1 being the 76.4 at 2797. T2 up here at 2811. To the downside, we are looking, let me get on a 4-hour candle here. T2 down here at 2763 and T3 back to the 61.8 at 2746. Now, talking about zones, when we woke up, most of us, when we woke up, price was down. It looked horrible, but what we did know is that price was right here at the zone. What we do know is that's called a buy zone, and so we're supposed to buy in those until they don't work. All right. So again, looking at this, no matter how you want to look at this, we are creating higher lows and higher highs within the range. We're just taking our time. Okay, so it looks like we've hit that zone. We curled around a little bit. Now let's look for the breakout into T1. All right, those are our levels for the ES. Let's walk over here to the NQ. NASDAQ is on a tear as well. Man, some great names today from Google, Amazon. A lot of tech stocks really working some magic here. Anyways, on a trend line, broke down below, but guess where it broke down to? That's right, right into a buy zone. Okay, this was perfect opportunity to get long here. Line in the sand coming in at 7275 to the upside, a little bit of resistance here at 7301. Overall, looking for T1, which would put us back above the trend line here. 7359, T2 at 7409, T3 at 7463. To the downside, T1 here, and do expect a little bit of support here coming in at 7252. T2 back again. I will tell you though, so this would be 88.7% of this pivot here. And so if we pull this up about right there, that's about 88.7. Yes, we can go ahead and measure that if you like. We're going to go from our pivot low to pivot high here. Let's go ahead and pull this up. Man, I've been doing this a long time. So we're going to go ahead and keep that on there right there. Okay. And that's actually where we're going to look for T2. Okay. T3 coming down here at 7147. Remember, the belt, the 88.7 is down here roughly around the, let's go ahead and delete that real quick, down here at 7100. So that's what we're looking at on the NQ. Again, these are 4-hour charts. Going over here to the Dow Jones, came right down into the bell curve. Watch the video from last night. We didn't expect price to break below the 50, and if you did, you go long at the 50, put a stop at the 61.8. You could have played the diamonds on this, the DIA if you wanted to, and talking about that LIS coming in at let's go ahead and delete this at 25015 to the upside, T1 25162, T2 to 61.8 or the trend break. 25313, and then bullish above 25434, but ultimately looking for 25543. To the downside, I would expect another maybe 88.7 of this move, this pivot low here. Give me just a second. I talk all day, so sometimes I get a little tongue-tied going into the afternoon, but you can see here the 88.7 actually lines up to 88.7 of this previous low, and this is why we have T1 here. T2 down here at 24708 and below that I'm a little bearish. T3 coming all the way back down to 24173. Let's go over here to RTY. Jeez, this thing is on a rip, right? Higher highs, higher lows. This thing does not slow down, which bodes well for some of the positions we're in, right? Definitely. All right, LIS 1690.4, T1 1699.9, T2 1709.8, T3 1738.2. To the downside here, T1 at 1683.9, T2 at 1678.9, and T3 here at 1671.7. All right, so that's the futures we're looking at. And for a bonus tonight, I do want to talk about oil real quick. All right, so I'm interested in oil names. We'll be looking at some of them going into tomorrow. Don't pay attention to these targets for right now. But what we can tell you is, oh my goodness, did we come into a zone? Is this for real? It can't be for real, right? This can't be right. Prices don't come into zones. All right, we got the zone right here. Ooh, picture perfect zone. 23.6% of that, that's proprietary of Trendy Options. Boom, came right into it. That's your buy signal, okay? Right there. T2 at the back of the box here, okay? And then looking to the upside, we're going to look for T1. We're going to find these real quick with you so you can see kind of how I scout this out. Looking at a day chart, I don't see much of a sell zone. Okay, that sell zone actually falls all the way back up here on a day. But we're going to make it a little bit easier for you. Let's see what the 4-hour gives us. Okay. All right, so we have a zone right here. It looks just like that. Okay, expect price to move up into this zone at about 66.5, currently trading at 65.6, so you're looking at about $900, $900 per contract there. If you want to jump into that, what I'd be concerned about, let's go ahead and throw a fib on here real quick. Okay, 61.8, we need price to hold above the 61.8. If we can hold above there, we have an 85% probability of getting the 88.7, which just happens to be in the sell zone. Wow, blow me down, right? How do all these numbers come together? They say traders don't use technicals. Come on, come on. All right, so there's CL for you. I'll be looking at some plays for tomorrow if we can continue this uptrend from the zone. All right, let's go down here and talk about some of the positions we were in. Just to recap, just really fast. Let's talk about those. Some of the things we did wrong, some of the things we did right. Well, the thing that we did right is we got into all the right positions on Friday, right? And we held. And we didn't hedge ourselves, so we didn't lose any money on a hedge, which is really nice, and that's a positive. So let's go over our first trade here, looking at, let's go to Google. All right, sent this out. We knew that once we held above a certain level here, the 76.4 of last week, we bought those for 2.5, sold them for, I believe, 4, then 7, and then some of the members actually sold for 11. And some members might actually still have. All right, so what are we looking at here on Google? Yeah, you guessed it, the 88.7. Oh man, right there. Oh, and it got the 88.7. Actually stopped on our target too. Oh man, I sold too early, but hey, what's new? What's new? They're profits though, come on, right? Don't give me such a hard time. There's your, so nice trade there. Absolutely beautiful. What we want to see tomorrow, price will probably come back to 88.7, give you an opportunity to go long again. And by golly, we're going to go long again. All right. So give us an opportunity. It will be there in the room. You guys know that. I'll give you your entries and your targets for tomorrow. Pretty stoked about trading some of this. Same thing with Amazon. I'm going to give you those entry and exits tomorrow as well. Let's move down here. What else did we, let's go ahead and talk about the CMG. So we got CMG, we made money, we rolled into what I would consider a lotto, only put $100 into it. Why not? right? Just in case this thing wants to take off to the overall 50. You heard it from here at Trendy Options. Price is going to the 50, and that is 503. I would say, to be on the safe side, 500 to 503.60. That is our overall target. When it gets there, time is always the variable with options trading. You know that. Nobody can predict that. But what you can do is buy time. Time is on your side when it comes to options trading. Okay. So we did really well there. We are shooting for, I can't remember the strike price that we picked up today. I think it's like 480 or something like that. I do expect us to keep running. Let's go down here to Apple. We got into the position today. What I see here is price came into one of my targets. We went ahead and got long. I think we bought out. Let me see if I could pull that up just really quick. Let's look here, see if I can find it. Give me 1 second. All right, so we got into Apple and we bought the 20 July 195 calls. Matter of fact, these were pretty rad, right? I came over here, checked out Apple, jumped into this position here, and look at these numbers, right? I mean, these are pretty impressive. Look at those numbers coming in, right? Wow. What does that mean? I guess we'll find out, huh? All right. So, anyways, looking at Apple again, go over here to the charts. What are we looking for? T1 to 190.66. We do expect a little resistance there. T2, we're looking at 194.49. T3, ultimately 197.54. And lo and behold, this would be the $1 trillion company if we can hit that 197 target. Boom, boom. All right, so these right here, the GTC, I've already done the calculations for you. This is where you'd want to sell those option prices for 209, $3.02, and then $4.05 respectfully. Okay, where I don't want to see price drop under 186.32 for all you guys that like to do put credit spreads, or I like to call them PCS, you could look to sell at the money here and then also buy maybe a strike or two down and make some money and collect those premiums while we're shooting up here to the upside. All right, let's go over here. Let's talk about what other trades were we in today. We were in Tesla. Did very well in Tesla. What do you think Tesla did, ladies and gentlemen? I think it was the 88.7 of the overall high to the pivot low into a zone right here. Boom. It doesn't get any easier than that. Here in the room, we waited for price to stay above the 61.8. Then on Friday, so we've been riding this thing, I mean, honestly, over the last couple weeks. And then if you look at here on this, I mean, look how close we are. Look at that. Sold a little too early. Made really good profits though. We never get greedy. So if my target's here at the 88.7, we're always going to bring it down a tad. Okay. Just in case price decides to turn around on you. So what do we want to see here? Well, if we pull it down to a smaller candle here on Tesla, we'd expect price to come back into this blue zone. This will give us an entry for tomorrow. We could ride this back up to about 400 into the next 2 weeks or so. All right. What I don't want to see is that it breaks down underneath the 76.4. This is the bigger picture. This entire area right here from the 88.7 to the 76.4 is a bullish channel and a bullish name. And I believe Tesla is bullish right now. Okay. All right, let's go over here and look at, let's see what else we got here. We got Roku. Roku did pretty well. I went ahead and sold the second position, left one on just in case, just kind of collecting some profits there. Let's go over here and look at Overstock, right? This thing's a little volatile. We know that. It seems like it likes to work with Bitcoin or so. So it's going to look like this until it doesn't. We're looking at selling around 44.30, and if we go to the day, we're looking at T2 here at 53 and T3 here at 58. And Roku, just to go back here, we are looking for that gap fill up here at 48.87. All right, what else did we jump into this afternoon? Let me just take a quick look. We jumped into Apple and we jumped into PayPal. So if we come over here to PayPal, okay. So what we're looking at, we have a stop here, 84.51, so about a buck or so. What are we looking short term here? T1 at 88.54, T2 at 92.03, and T3 at 97.19. Well, obviously, it looks like some news came out on the futures. Let's take a look. Look at that. What happened now, huh? Something about tariffs. We'll see. We'll see what it wants to do. If it wants to come back, maybe 88.7% of this low here. Okay, just like that. See if it breaks the 61.8. And that pretty much sums it up for today. We'll be looking at some trades into tomorrow morning. Can't wait to trade with you guys. If you have any questions, please reach out to me. It's been a pleasure and can't wait to serve you in the morning.